but it was specifically for me because, of course, I grew up in the '80s. Was the 1980s action films, and then because of that, me and Justin, being your older brothers and still influenced by it, you ended up having to watch a bunch of those too.
Yeah, well, that's why I feel like I'm more of a child, even though I was born in '90, because of you and Justin, and because of y'all's interest in movies, video games, music, and everything that I had to grow up with. I tell people all the time I feel more like a child of the '80s than the '90s. And so I've always felt that way, just because I'm into Rambo and Terminator and all the stuff, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all the stuff that was popular during the 80s is all the stuff that I'm a big fan of. You're the reason I was into Star Wars, because I would watch your old VHS cassette tapes of Star Wars as a kid. And so yeah, anyway, y'all had a lot to do with me being into all that kind of stuff. But that's what, leading into the movies and stuff that I make now, I try to make them like 1980s action films, because that's the stuff I grew up with, and that's the stuff that I still to this day really like, and I think it's a hell of a lot better than 90% of the stuff that's coming out of Hollywood nowadays. So
you say that, but your favorite director is a more modern guy.
That's true. Yes, Michael Bay, who I get a lot of crap for liking his stuff. But look, when I saw Transformers in 2007 when it came out. And that movie, for me, at the time, had everything in it it was like I hear Justin all the time talk about Jurassic Park, the first time he saw Jurassic Park and how it wowed him. And I'm sure Star Wars was that way for you. For me, that's how the first Transformers was. When that helicopter lands at the military base at the beginning of that movie and it starts transforming, and it didn't look like a cartoon. It looked like, when it stood up, it looked like an actual robot, and then, of course, it had the fancy Camaro, and then it had Megan Fox, and so, it had explosions and the robots fighting, and then it ends with Linkin Park, which was my favorite band at the time, and so, yeah, just everything about that movie, it was like the perfect formula of all these combined ingredients that was just right up my alley. And I think because of the fact that I was 16 or 17 at the time, just starting to drive and get my license, and it's a movie about a kid getting his first car, I think kind of influenced me too. So anyway, after I walked out of that theater, I was like, that's the best director ever. I was like, I've got to, whatever movies I make, I've got to try to make them as much like a Michael Bay movie as possible.
So it didn't have anything to do with the fact that Megan Fox was in it?
Oh, that had a lot to do with it. Yeah, I mean, that was a big part of it. The Megan Fox, the Camaro, that's why I drive a Camaro now, was because of that movie. So, yeah, but no, that is my favorite director, is Michael Bay.